Hey there, everyone. This is Vic Mignogna, the voice of Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist, Broly and Dragon Ball Z, and you are watching none other than the one, the only, Chronicles of the Nerds.
I am Brandon. I am the one who's bugged you many times at previous conventions. I've been a Reasonable Ranger for a couple of years now.
Hello, Brandon. Great to be on the Skype line with you.
My name is Mikey. I've been a Dragon Ball fan since I was very, very young.
Oh, sweet, Mikey. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. And also, I just found out, I didn't realize this, but you played the voice of Takahara in Gatchaman?
Oh, yeah.
No, like, Gatchaman was, like, one of my favorite, like, when I stumbled upon that in high school, I'm like, this is so cool! 1972!
Oh, yeah, good old Gatchaman. That brings back memories.
Yeah, I'm Dan. I love Full Metal Alchemist. I'm actually watching it all the way through again. Fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and that whole series. So.
Awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you, Dan. Are you following Brotherhood at all?
I'm not. I had no idea that this was happening. Brandon just told me about it a few minutes ago, and I'm very excited.
Oh, dude, me too. We are. We've been recording it, and we're up to about episode 24 or 25, and I am just having such a great time revisiting this character with all new stories and all new characters and a whole new direction on the plot. It's really a lot of fun.
So is it like a rehash, or is it like a continuation?
No, it's much better than that. A lot of anime series do that, and they basically turn into stupidity. But this is basically the story that follows the manga. I don't know if you know this or not, but around episode 22 or 23 of the original series, it started taking a turn and it went in a different direction from the manga. The manga has continued its story, and it's a very different story, and it's a very dark story, and much more involved, and different characters. And so a few years after they finished the first series, somebody over there decided, I guess Aniplex decided, to make a new Full Metal Alchemist series, since the original was so popular, and this time follow the manga story. So it follows very closely the manga.
Is the animation the same?
Yep.
Awesome.
In some ways, a lot of people think that it's better. Oh, plus, guess what? It's like in 16 by 9.
Oh, wow,
awesome.
Great.
And the whole frame is in 16 by 9, and the mixes are going to be like Dolby Digital 5.1. And like I say, I mean, I think the animation is awesome. Every once in a while, the characters look more like the manga character drawings, but it's great. It's wonderful, and I'm having so much fun with it.
Did you introduce yourself, Cole?
No, sorry. Hi, I'm Cole. I'm here too.
He's a quiet one.
Yeah.
Cole, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, I guess to really kind of kick off we've, I guess, been talking and interviewing you for a while, but to formally start, I guess, now, as you're probably well aware, nerds really tend to be into anime and video games for some reason. Why don't you just kind of tell us a little bit about how you got into the career and what have been some of the really great things about it for you?
I started voice acting maybe 10 or 12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And to be quite honest with you, I fell into it very much by accident. I have been acting. I've been doing stage, theater work, some on-camera work since I was very, very young. And about 12, 13 years ago, I was working on a video production in Houston with a friend of mine, and he said to me, "Hey, you got a lot of experience in acting, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I've done a lot of that." And he said, "You ought to go and audition for this place in town here that does this Japanese animation stuff. They dub it into English, and they need actors. They're looking for actors." So I thought, wow, that sounds like fun. So I went and auditioned at ADV Films in Houston, and I got cast in Street Fighter 2. And then the next show came along, and I got cast in that, and it just kind of took off from there. and I started doing more and more work at ADV, and then I met people at Funimation and started working at Funimation, and then I met people in Los Angeles and started working in Los Angeles. So it was something that really I just kind of stumbled into quite by accident, but I'm very, very grateful for. I really love the industry and I love the work. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be a part of it.
So I know you have a big musical upbringing, and I know you went to a private school, correct?
Yes, I did. And yeah, I've been writing and producing and singing and arranging and recording music twice as long as I've been voice acting.
Yeah, I remember you, we were talking once, and you were talking about a story about how you had a piano that you were playing. You were recording stuff with a friend at your college, your school you went to, your private school. You were quite young when you went there.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny. All of my uncles were going away to college, and I was kind of jealous. And I remember telling my mom, "I want to go away to school. That would be fun." And my mother said, "Well, if you're serious about that, I'll look into it and see how young they'll allow you to board in the dormitories." And so she checked it out, and they said that they would allow people to board at 14 years old. So when I was 14, I got on an airplane and flew 12 hours away from home and lived in the dorms I actually boarded with college guys. I mean, my roommates were college guys, so you can imagine as a little high school kid, I got picked on a lot.
Yeah,
that was going to be it.
You didn't get called pipsqueak, did you? Sorry, I had to do that.
I don't know. They probably did, now that I think about it. And thanks so much for bringing up that memory.
Oh, man. So do you want to say something to your Rangers that's going to listen to this?
I do. I love you, Rangers. Oh, my gosh. I am so grateful for the awesome club that is the Risen Bull Rangers. And if any of you guys are out there listening, I love you dearly, and I will look forward to seeing a lot more of you, maybe meeting some of you for the first time at conventions in 2010. I'm adding on new conventions every day. And if you're not listening and you're like, "Man, I really feel out of the loop right now," go to risenbullrangers.com and sign up and join us. We are fast approaching 11,000 members worldwide. And I just am so honored that the people that are members have joined us, and there's a lot of fun to be had being a part of the Rangers.
I agree. I'm not a good Ranger. I really don't do a lot of forums and things like that.
That's okay.
Get the title and get the T-shirt and show up at the conventions and hug you like everyone else. So.
No, that's okay, dude. As long as you're a member, you get the love, man.
I know you probably have to talk about a lot with anime conventions. Do you want to tell everyone that's listening about your history of Dragon Ball Z as Broly?
Oh, sure. I had probably been voice acting with ADV for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and I worked exclusively with ADV. I didn't even know there was another anime company. So I went to a convention and I met Justin Cook and Mike McFarlane at this convention, and a couple of days after I got back to Houston, I got a phone call from Mike McFarlane, I think, and he said, "Hey, can you do some kind of a dark, low, mean, angry kind of a character?" And I said, "Well, I can certainly try." And I gave him a little something over the phone, and he said, "Yeah, dude, that would be fine. Would you be interested in coming up to Dallas, playing a character in Dragon Ball Z?" And I'm like, "Wow, that'd be awesome. I would love that." So I went up there, and I was supposed to spend one day recording movie 8, which is, Broly's big movie.
Yeah.
I got about 3 hours into the recording session, and I had just completely trapped my voice. He is just, Broly just yells and fights and Kakarot this and Kakarot that, and after about 3 hours, I couldn't even hardly talk, and so I had to go back home and regroup and spend about a week trying to get my voice back, and then went back to Funimation, finished the show, and then I actually got called shortly after that to come and play some characters for Yu Yu Hakusho, and then Kitty Grade, and then Case Closed, and then Spiral, and then the next thing you know, Funimation got Full Metal Alchemist, and that was, Dragon Ball Z was actually the first character I played for Funimation, even though Broly is really hard on the voice. I'm very, very, privileged to be a part of the Dragon Ball Z universe. So I just wish I had a stronger voice.
Well, Vic, thanks so much for the time. Great.
All right, Vic.
All right, have a good night.
Thanks to you guys too.
Bye.
Bye bye.